right, just continuing quickly from where we ended in the previous video. You are all welcome once again. So this is where we ended for our iframes. We just inserted an iframe which will call in a page into another page. So now we are going to look at how to use iframes. Okay, there are several ways to use it, but I'm just going to teach us only one way to use iframes. Then later we can become creative at using them. All right, so let's move away from here. I'm going to create a new web file or HTML file, which I'm going to name HTML page dot HTML dot something. So let's see, HTML underscore page dot HTML. Okay, all right, don't worry, you know why I'm calling this way. Now I'm going to be using 3 images today, or let me just use 2 images. The first one is HTML logo, and the second one is JavaScript or logo, or I can also use the CSS logo. I have it also here. So because I know I'm using it, I imported it into my more practicals folder. Remember, always your images should be in the same folder as your HTML file. Okay, all right, so now I have it here. Let me now pull in the skeleton of HTML, which we already know, so I'm not going to waste too much time here. I'm just going to go a bit faster, and then I type them. All right, so the title here, I'm going to use HTML logo as my title. Don't worry yourself too much about this. Let me reduce this. Okay, then I now come here. The body, remember, this is where everything you want to see display in your web browser is typed. Okay, so now within the body, this is where I'm coming to do the real coding. So I would like to type my h3. I want to display an h3 element here. So len html from hitc. Okay, simple text. This is what I want to display, and then this is what I want to teach you. I want this text to display. Okay, let me save it and then run it for you to see something. All right, so copy that part and then I'm running it. Let's see how it displays. Okay, so I'm going to copy it again. All right. Okay, so learn HTML from HITC. But look at something. It is at the left corner. I want it to display in the middle. So what I have to do is to put this in what we call the center tag. Okay, there is one of the things I want to teach you. We are going to look at it proper in CSS, but I'm just giving you a little hit of this. So then I'll cut all of this and come and put it inside the center tag. Now when I save it, let's see what happens. You see it has moved to the center. One of the things I want you to learn today is what I've just told you. All right, so now that it's at the center, I can give a break and then come down here. I'm going to create an image under it, but the image, so I want it to be centered. So just remember what we just learned. I center it, and now I can go for my image. All this we've learned, so I'm going a bit faster. Now the image I want to use is called HTML logo. So I'll just have to type it and go for it. Let me see, HTML, capital letters. No, okay. Look for the actual name. The name is HTML 5 underscore logo. Okay, so it wasn't typing. HTML5 underscore logo. So I type logo like this and then I save. Okay, so quickly. All right, so let me just collapse this and let's see the whole thing. I save it. So we have HTML here, in the center tag, I can just put HTML here just for an alternative. Then when I refresh this, okay, so I have to save it first. Okay, so let me copy the path again, come and paste it here. All right, it is broken. What happened? Oh, we learned broken images, so probably it's still telling us something is happening here. Okay, it is .png. I didn't bring the extension. Wow, thank you for reminding me. So let's refresh. Good. HTML logo has come in here. HTML logo has come in here. Just this is what I want to create. This is what I want to create. Okay, but I want to also give it a width of 300 px. We've learned this already, so that the size will. Okay, so 300 px. Let me save it and refresh. That's reduced a little. This is what I wanted. So I've created a page right now. Okay, I want to create another page. We will see the essence of creating all these pages very soon. So inside my more practicals, I want to create another page, and then this page I'm going to call it CSS page. Okay, so I'll just write CSS underscore page dot HTML like what we had earlier. Okay, so with this one, I can just quickly HTML, which you know already, so I'm just going fast. Then we have the title. Oh, okay. And how do we write here? CSS logo, like we had in the HTML. So this is what we have. Then here also, I'm going to create my body, and then inside the body, I center like what we did for the HTML page we created right now. So I want it to go fast. Let me fast track it. All right, so I've created a CSS page also. So you can see very well, you realize that learn CSS from HITC, and then I placed in the image also here. I just created a second page called CSS page. So I can copy this file also and load it here. And let's see how it also looks like. Very good. Very good. All right. Then this is where the magic comes in. We are going to create a third page where we are going to place the iframe to be able to navigate between these two pages. Okay, so what do? We create a new page in our more practicals folder, and then I'll call this in a new name. So let's call this iframe page.html. So iframe underscore page.html. When I hit enter, I would like to collapse this. Then now let's start the code. So HTML, like the skeleton, then we have head. We all know this one already, so I don't want to talk too much about this. So inside the title, we are now creating an iframe. Okay, sorry. And I save this. Then I come down here, create a body. And inside my body, I'm going to create an H3 element, but this time I want to center it like we learned earlier. So H3. And then inside my H3, I'll say you are officially welcome. Oh, sorry, my U. Officially welcome to HITC. Okay, where professionals are made. So I have this created for me. I can save it, copy the link, and then I come here and paste it. Okay, so we have this centered. Okay, we have it centered. Then after this, I can come down here, and then I'll say I want to now create my iframe to receive the other pages I created from other sites. Okay, so the iframe too, I want it to be centered. Okay, now we are using the center very well. I just want it to grab it. Then I'll call my iframe tag or element. Then let's work on this now. So our source, I want it to be empty. I want the iframe to be empty, so I will not put anything at the source, but I will give it a border of 1 so that we can see there is something there. Is that fine? Okay. So let me save this and refresh. Good. You can see there's an iframe here now. Okay. I want to give my iframe a name. So that's one attribute you should know, that iframes can be given names. So I want it to be called iframe underscore A. And then for now, I'll not give it a height and a width. Later, I'll come and give it a height and a width. So after this, I want to put down here some links that will be connected to my HTML page and then my CSS page. Okay, I believe you are following. I don't want anybody to be missing, so please let's all follow. Alright, so I'll come down here and then create those links. So let me center those links also. Okay, so I have center, and then because it's a link, I'll use the anchor tag. I hope you have not forgotten about anchor tag. I'll use the anchor tag. Then this anchor tag, the first one I'm going to use to call the HTML page. Remember the page we just created? This page. So I'm going to call this page inside this. Then what I'm going to call now is called HTML5, right? So this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see on my page. So I will save it and let me refresh and see what happens. So here is it, HTML5. Very good. Then I will say that fine. Let me come to the end of this and create another one for CSS. So CSS must have its link. So CSS, remember we created a page for CSS, which is this one. So I'll have to put that page also here. Then in here, I'll say CSS frame. Save this and refresh it. Wow, it's over here. But what I wanted is for them to be in line. So I will just have to make sure that these two are in line. So I'll not put this one in a different center. I'll just take the center off and take this one also off because of the center, so it is broken. I don't want it to be broken. Then I cut this and put it at the end of the first anchor tag. Can you see this opening anchor and this is the closing? So I'll put it here. Then you can see then the closing opening tag and the closing tag of the new link is also here. So when I save it and I refresh, you realize that they are all going to be on the same line. They are going to be on the same line. Now let me teach you another thing that you need to know. I don't want them to be joined together. There should be a space between them. Okay, so how do we create spaces in HTML? We call them non-breakable spaces. So you create a space, but the next link shouldn't come down. It should be on the same line, but there should be a space. So this is what you use. Okay, you are going to call this, and then you say NBSP. That is non-breakable. Please let me use the small letters. NBSP, non-breakable spaces. Okay, when I type this, then I'll close it with a semicolon. Okay, now when I refresh and do this, right, there's a little space that has come. So the more you want, you can type in more of that NBSP. So I'll be typing some more in there just to create some more space. Then I refresh. So we just learned another thing also, how to create spaces in between HTML sentences, links, and so whatsoever you want to create the spaces for. So now I have the space now. Please, do you get it? I hope you are following. So now we have created our iframe. We have brought in the two links for the two web pages. Good. But what do we want to do? We wanted in such a way that when I click on this link, then page, the web page of HTML which we created earlier, should come inside this iframe. When I click this one, it should come and replace the first one. So what do I do? Listen attentively. This is what you are going to do. You come to the first link, which is the HTML page link, then we'll say that, okay, we want to give it a target. The target is how do you want to pull inside the iframe? Okay, when we click on this link, where do you want it to land to? So I'm giving it a target, and the target is the name of the iframe. This is the name of the iframe. So I'm going to put it in here. Can you see that? Underscore A. Can you see? I just put in the name here. So when I save it and refresh, nothing is still here. But I gave it a target. So when I click on it, boom, you see? It has pulled in the page. It has pulled in the web page. But when I click this, nothing happens. It rather goes to the other one. And that's not what I wanted us to do. So I want, when I click this, it should also come in here. So I must give the other link also what? A target. So let me look for the other link. This is the other link which is here. So we'll give it also a target. Target. All right. I want it to also go to the same name, which is iframe underscore A. That's the name of the iframe we created. So fine. I'm going to that place and I'll type iframe underscore A and I save it. So let's see what really happens here. Now when I click this, it comes in here. When I click this, it also loads in here. Can you see? There is a scroll. I can just scroll and you see what is in there. Okay, very good, very beautiful. It's working. All right, so let's see what we can now do. Now that it's working this way, we want to increase the iframe so that we can see everything at a go. You don't have to do any this thing. So let me come down here quickly and increase the size of the iframe we've created from here. So I come here and I'll say, okay, I want my iframe to have a height of, give me a height. Can somebody guess the height we should use? Okay, let's just use 400 px. Okay, then I want it to have a width of 300 px. So width 300 px. Okay, the video is a bit long, but for a good purpose. Good, good. So now we have it this way. So when I click on this, it comes in here. Oh, so beautiful. Isn't that lovely? All right. So I would like you to try this. I would like it. It's a bit hectic, but please get the concept right. Once you get the concept right, you can do so many things. You can do so many things in your website. Okay. We've not started CSS, but you see how amazing even the top up is. So get really ready for CSS. You are going to do very crazy things that will beat your imagination. All right, so I'll see you in our next video the next time. Thank you for joining me here. Bye bye.